Well, that was stupid. So I woke up. I woke up an hour ago, and then I went back to sleep a little bit. Then I was just like, "Damn, it's second quarter now." And then I spent the last 10 minutes trying to start the stream, and my flipping, I don't know what the RCD controlled units were, it tripped, which shut off, which basically fused my entire room and the internet room. So I had to go and put that switch back on, and the internet to reset. Just been waiting for the internet to reset all this time. I don't even know how you're doing. Every streamer to a different ratio. Hello, Vinny, how you doing? Yeah, I'm good, mate. Do you know anything about an RCD controlled unit, Ravino? Because mine fused, and it keeps doing it, and it affects the. I spent the last 10 minutes waiting for the internet to reset. Where my setup is, when I used to. When I switch the plugs off, sometimes it sets that fuse off, and then nothing turns on. None of my electronics turn on, and then the internet modem turns off as well. And it's just like, so what's wrong? So then I started removing the plugs and not switching it off, and then I didn't get any fuses. But this morning, I put the plug in and it fused. I'm just like, what? I need an electrician in the chat. How are Hawthorne AFW doing? Hang on. Oh, we're winning. That's good. Only by 6. Excuse me. That's 7 points. Hello, Ben. Ben, you don't know a lot. Are you do you have experience in the electric department? There's this thing called an RCD controlled unit, and it keeps tripping and when I mess with my electronics. So it used to happen when Mars McGee's here. Maybe he's an electrician. Mars McGee, anything you know about an RCD controlled unit? It keeps tripping in my flat. It used to happen when I switched off because I always switch on my computers when I don't use it. When I switched the plugs off, it fuses the RCD controlled unit. So when that fuses, all my electronics in this room can't turn on, and my electric router in the cupboard also can't turn on either. So I got to go to the main switch and turn it back on, switch it back on, the RCD control unit. And then I decided to start. You know what I'll do? I'll just not turn it off. I'll just take the plug out completely. And that's what I do. I just pull the plugs out, and I'm just like, yeah, there's no fuse. So that I've been doing it like that, and it's not been happening. But this morning, I plugged it in. I literally just put a plug in. That's all I did. I put a plug in and it fused. It tripped the RCD controlled unit. I literally just put the plug in, that's it. And it just tripped it. And I'm just like, why's my computer not turning on? Then I'm just like, oh, for flip's sake, it's tripped again. I went to the main, switched it back on, and then obviously it affects the internet as well, so I had to reset the internet, and that's why, I mean, I was late anyway, because I fell asleep after waking up before the game. But then I could have been streaming earlier in this quarter, but because of the RCD controlled unit, the internet took a while to reset. For flip's sake. Not much of a technical guy. Fair enough. I gotta speak to someone like a landlord or something. Like something's up. I mean, I searched on Reddit and like they said like one of your electronic appliances is probably not because I asked, but because someone else asked. One of your appliances has a faulty wire or something, and you got to find out which one it is, or you call someone. But I don't know if that's even the case. I got no clue. Yeah, I checked the ladder. Hawks v Lions winner plays Geelong. What if it's a draw? No, if it's a draw, can't even play Geelong because if you look at that percentage from Brisbane, yeah. New flat, new problems. I really don't get it. I'm really confused. File a lawsuit. You're not going to play Adelaide. I mean, they're not unbeatable there. A few teams have been close recently, just haven't quite got over the line. And with the added finals pressure, you never know. I think Crows are good, I just don't think they're as good as, 2017, for example. But they might have Premier, so can't really argue that fact. I just don't think they're as dominant as they look. I think they're beatable. And obviously the finals is a different animal, so we'll find out what happens there. Some teams come alive in that in those 4 weeks, and some teams completely surrender. Oh yeah, I forgot about GWS. Yeah, GWS would get fourth. Yeah, I forgot about that. But yeah, Collingwood would still play Geelong, of course. Collingwood Geelong is normally quite a good game, especially in finals. I think from my memory. Who do I want to play? Who do I want to win tomorrow? Freo Dogs. Well, we play the winner, right? I'm assuming. If we're playing the winner, I'd rather the Bulldogs. Because I'd rather rematch them at the MCG than go to Perth. If it was a home final, I'd probably rather Freo. But I don't think that's not gonna work, is it? Unless we. I mean, we'll find out tomorrow. Pies we go in week one. How can they go in week one if they can't finish fifth? For Pies to finish fifth, either they had to lose or Gold Coast had to win. Guess what Gold Coast did? Lost to Port Adelaide. Playing the Giants? Oh. You played the Giants. I'd take that. It would be tough if it was away though. Guys, I got a problem. I got a big problem. I'm currently 100% on tips, right? If you saw my tipping video, I tipped West Coast, right? I changed it to Sydney last night. And now Sydney are losing. It's half time. I'm a little worried about this. I woke up and Revilio said, up the Eagles. I checked the score, it was 18-0. I'm just like, you what? I made a mistake. I swear, if West Coast win this now and I get everything else right, I'm going to be so pissed. I swear down. I was literally saying yesterday, yes, West Coast are more likely to win than Hawthorn. I literally said this yesterday. And then I changed my tip to Sydney. Because I'm trying to chase this 10 out of 10. The unfathomable 10 out of 10. That's never been done in history. I tipped all home teams for the rest of the round. If I get 9 out of 10 and West Coast win, oh my days. You say this, Ben, but they're currently winning. And that's worrying. Because they don't seem to be playing that bad. They have 6 goals in a half. That's unheard of for them. Have they even scored 12 goals in a game before this season? Like, that's the rate they're going at. Is there a scenario where we could play Gold Coast? Is that possible? It's hard to say that if they win on Wednesday, but like, I mean, I guess we'll find out after Sunday where they would be if they win. £108 against the Saints. They aren't playing the Swans, Crows, or Cats in daytime. It probably would be the early final. Yeah, you're probably right. Hey Ben, who do you want? Do you want Adelaide or Geelong away? I don't know if you answered it already. Excuse me. But if Brisbane and Hawthorn draw, then Collingwood play Geelong. You never know. Who did I tip in this game? Ravino. I tipped West Coast, then I changed it last night to Sydney. I'm now panicking because I got every tip right so far. Adelaide are finals chokers are going to lose away finals. Fantastic, mates. If Gold Coast and Bulldogs win, then like the gap between 9th and 2nd would be 4 points, which is just insane when you think about it. Quite a bit if you want Geelong because of the MCG. Yeah, fair enough. Weekly prize? What's the weekly prize? Yeah, no work today, Ben. I'm also on holiday on Wednesday, so like I got 2 more shifts of work until the holiday, which is a good feeling. It's a $1,000 and football. Sort out a technical problem. I don't know how to sort it out. Uh, the only thing I'm thinking of right now is leaving everything switched on. Not switched on, but like leaving everything plugged in and the plug switched on. I'm used to turning them off to save electricity. But it seems like the only way to avoid a fuse is to leave them on. Or leave them off, but what would that do? What good would that do me? Have I tried the AFL quiz game Gridley? I have not. But I know what I talk about, right? It's one of them with the 9 squares and you match things. It's that one, right? I assume you mean that one. I've seen it, I've not played it. I believe someone in the chat recommended that to me, but I think Mars did. Unless talking about a different game, I don't know. But Gridley sounds like the one that Mars showed me last year. But what is this Collingwood St Kilda advert? Collingwood Hawthorn have made 63 grand finals combined but never played each other in a grand final. That's interesting. Anyone got a grand final prediction? Who's playing? Which 2 teams? 'Cause I couldn't tell you based on the season so far. I'm just like, I don't know. Collingwood v Hawthorn. That's your grand final. I don't know if we'll make it that far. Collingwood can make it that far. I don't know about us. Not this year. But it would be great. It would be great if we could. Adelaide, Brisbane. I'd like to see that. If Hawthorn can't make it, then that's what I'd like to see the most. To be fair. Collingwood, but either Brisbane or Geelong too. That's the first mention of Brisbane. Remember last year, Brisbane did not look convincing until the semi-final. The second half of the semi-final, because they were very far down points-wise. They're like the flipping Terminator. You gotta activate them and they might smash everybody. Ooh. Push, flip's sake. I thought it was a mark for Sydney. Free kick to West Coast for a push, flip's sake. Would have been an easy goal. Damn you, umpire, stop it. You want me to talk to me for a while? Can you imagine? Do I want the Suns to make finals or both dogs and Freo? I want to see what the Suns can do in the finals, so I'd rather they make it just to see what happens. Suns in the finals game just seems crazy. So like, I like to see it happen, just like see. Market. It's very easy for Sydney there. Swear down if you miss, mates. It hurts me to read their last loss was 4-4 because we could have beaten them twice. How do you go a whole quarter without scoring any points? For flip's sake. We had them. We had them. It would be quite funny if Fulham made the grand final, considering I'm not streaming it this year. Most of you guys already heard, to be fair, but my first season watching was 2017. I streamed the grand final Goal Sydney, nice. I streamed the grand final reaction in 2017. 2018 I did not, but I'd recorded a reaction to it, edited down into like a 20-minute video. Still, in my opinion, one of my best videos, reaction-wise, on this channel. Since then, I've live streamed my reaction every single year. This year, I'm planning on going to watch it in a bar in London. In the early hours of the morning. I don't know, just the idea of watching other people sounds fun. Then I just post a vlog the day after. Those plans are not changing if Hawthorn make it. Even though that would be a great moment on the stream if we won the flag. Yeah, I'll vlog it, yeah. And the vlog should be up on Sunday, if not Monday, but it should be up Sunday. Featuring me penalty to Sydney. Nice, thank you, umpire. I need Sydney to turn up and the umpires to help him. Let's go. Ooh, Hayward almost got a mark. Free kick Sydney. Throwing the ball. Nah, that is throwing the ball, that's fair. But I thought the umpire paid a free kick to Sydney, you know. I'm just hoping for the umpire to do that. Ravinia, I think you know the answer. What he will do is support GWS. That's what he did last year. Oh no, Freo lost. I'm a GWS fan now. Will the Crows fans, will the Crows bring out the power stance again? Storm the headquarters, jeez. Well, the Bulldogs have hit over 95 points 17 times, I believe, so good luck to Freo, especially in Melbourne, my days. Last year, I edited a movie parody for Freo, just slandering Freo because they lost to Port Adelaide. I never published it because it got copyrighted, it got blocked. Because the movie itself was still in cinemas at the time. If Freo choke again, I might just upload that, just like, I should have it in my files. I was gonna check, but it's on my other computer, which is not turned on. That sound is my pedals that I use for F1 games. I just leave them on the floor, and I leave my feet on them. Then my foot slips off, and you hear a bang, and it's just like, oh, don't worry, guys, nothing's happened, nothing's broken. It's just the clutch pedal, yes, the one I don't use because I don't drive manual on F1 games. How many times is Milan released if the Dogs win tomorrow? We'll find out, mate. We'll find out. He was very confident, you know. Rob reacts as the game on his stream. What do you mean live? Got to take out the competition. Competition is good, you know. I appreciate some healthy competition, but I'm not sure I'm his competition. He's got a lot more subs than me. I don't like how West Coast are so far forward. Sydney, what are you doing? To be fair, Ben, I don't think I said it in Discord. Discord has that thing where you can't send a file over a certain amount of gigabytes, right, or megabytes or whatever, and you got to pay for Nitro or whatever to send videos. Pro button for flip's sake. Will I keep an eye on the free agency trade period? Yeah, I'll be checking. I'll be checking the news, see what happens. I'm always intrigued to see which player goes where. Also the draft as well, even though I don't know most of the players that'll be in the draft. Goal Swans, nice, beautiful. They got 12 scores each. Evenly matched overall. I know they like to stack up Sunday with like important games, but surely they could have made Saturday better for round 24. Like they put two games where one team's clearly a lot better than the other one. Then they put this game as a night game, and I'm just like, could they not have put Portland Gold Coast at this time slot? Or Collingwood Melbourne? Like obviously we get why Essendon played Thursday because obviously they got the Gold Coast game, but a lot of the other stuff. I would actually no, sorry. Portland Gold Coast had to be on Friday. Sorry, my bad. So could they not have put Melbourne Collingwood today? What difference would that have made? They don't play Wednesday. Why they put a double header on Friday? And when you got a Saturday like this. Yeah, sorry, Speedy. That was my mistake. Still, Collingwood Melbourne could have been today. Obviously Sunday, as you guys have reminded me multiple times, so Sunday tends to be stacked anyway on the last round. You kind of want it to be that way because of what's at stake. But Saturday could be a bit stronger, maybe. They had to do the double header because Adelaide Oval had like 10 Suns fans, not whether it's standalone Friday game. The AFL must be crazy then because they keep putting Essendon on Thursdays and Friday nights and they get like half the stadium empty. You see the Marvel logo quite clearly at Marvel Stadium. Essendon 3 Friday nights out of 4 in the last few rounds. Even Port or Gold Coast has a chance of winning the flag, so yeah, give them a 4-day break. I think that's biased because you already saw that game. Colin Melbourne on paper was said to be just as bad as this. And 2, Richmond v Geelong at the MCG was today, so that would have had to be on Friday. Yeah, that's very logical actually. Nice one, Hayward. Goal for Sydney. But that commentary was like, that commentary was so dead. I'm sorry. I don't know how many people are watching Fox in the chat. I assume Ben is because I think he has the same membership pass as I do. But that commentary was just like it's like they were sad the goal went in. It wasn't like how they said it wasn't sad. Like what they said wasn't sad. It's just the way they said it. It sounded like they're commentating golf. Are the final starting 2 weeks after the final round or 1 week? 2 weeks. It's always 2 weeks, is it not? For the Suns, it's 1 week if they make it. Fox has all the Saturday games. It wouldn't be 1 week, because 1 week is next week. If Gold Coast play on Thursday, for them it's like a week, isn't it? Because they play Wednesday and the following Thursday. Papley, that was unlucky. That was good pressure from the Eagles. Papley. Credit where credit's due. Eagles defending with their bodies on the line. They should just cancel all the files and play at Geelong next week. I think it makes it quite exciting, the fact that no one's that consistent. Adelaide are very consistent and Geelong are kind of consistent, and that's about it at the moment. But I think that makes it for a nice open finals. You know me, I'm pessimistic about Hawthorn, but I'm going in thinking if we play well, we can win. We can beat some teams in the 8. Geelong will choke as always. I hope so, mate. I hope so. No offense, Ben, but if there's no Collingwood and no Geelong in the grand final, I'll be happy, man. I'll be even happier if Hawthorn are there. But if Hawthorn are not there, if it's not Collingwood or Geelong, I'm a happy man. I'm kind of rooting for you both to lose on straight sets, but that won't happen. One of you might, but not both. The last final Collingwood played, they won the flag. Indeed, they went against a very good Lions team. Fair enough, mate. Another goal for Sydney. See, that commentary's more enthusiastic. What if Hawthorn loses to Geelong after time in the grand final? Oh boy, can you imagine me watching that? Like, flipping, what time in the morning? 7:30 in the morning. With a bunch of AFL fans in a bar in London in my days. That'd be horrible. I might walk out that nightclub straight away. I'd be like, yes, the underground is 24 hours. Let me get on that train and get out of here. Not that that matters anyway. I'd be running at 7 a.m. regardless. I'd watch AFL again, but probably wouldn't post anything until next season starts. I'd just be randomly like, hi guys, it's a hidden ladder prediction. It's pretty much my nightmare, yes. Hawthorn finally making grand final and losing it, not only losing it, but to a rival, yeah, that would hurt a lot. Maybe Port winning by 3 again. Bro, that Port game still frustrates me to this day. And the fact that they then smashed us on Gather Round as well made it even worse. And the fact that the women's team beat us at the same stage of the finals. I'm just like, how dare you? And they couldn't even beat Frio to do us a favour, but it's all good. The Lions helped us with that. Can he take a coach over the Hawks next year? Are you sure about that? Just pop in and see it tomorrow. Well, where's Ethan been? Maybe Ethan hates Adelaide so much he travelled to watch North Melbourne. No, I don't think so, but he's distinctly coaching someone else. He might as well be, mate. He's not been there all season, apart from the Hawks game. That's when he decides to coach a good game. All Paul had to do was to beat Phil's Hodges to 1 point for like 2 minutes. In fairness, 2 minutes is a long time for that. I always get these, when I read things, I always get these like random memories from like a long time ago. 1 point and 2 minutes to go. That reminds me of Carlton GWS 2017. That I believe that was the first last 2 minutes reaction video I did on this channel. And it was just Carlton holding on to 1 point lead for 2 minutes. There was no scores at all, and it was like a really good, really good ending to watch. And when I uploaded it, it was like 3 a.m. in Australia, and it still got like 200 views in the first 30 minutes. I'm just like, there's a lot of Carlton fans still awake from that. They must have been partying. I was like, how's this getting views? Is anyone asleep over there? This is back when some of you might remember, it was a long, long time ago. I used to upload them at like evening UK time. Then I changed it. I'm just like, they're all asleep when I upload this. Let me upload it in the morning. Was it a draw? Have I got it? Do I remember it wrong? Possibly Hawks for the first time since 2008 and 2017. Oh boy. You're going to watch Bulldogs? What, are you going to Melbourne? Or you mean on TV? Oh, sorry. I just realised you're talking to video. Oh yeah, when the Dogs got like 2 free kicks very quickly, yeah, that game was awful. Oh, what a goal. 4 goals. Thank you. Changing my tip was okay then. Flip's sake. They gave me a scare first off. So I need the Giants, Bulldogs, Brisbane and Gold Coast to win and I get 10 out of 10. Is that realistic, guys? It seems like it. I think the Giants can beat the Saints at home. Saints are not pushovers, but they're also quite dodgy. They're quite inconsistent. Obviously, the only team to lose to West Coast as well, but they have some good moments this season. But I think Giants will beat them. Dogs Freo. I think Dogs in Melbourne. I think they'll beat Freo. You never know, I guess. I'd love to think Hawks can win, but I don't think we'll win at the Gabba. I could be wrong. Gold Coast should be Essendon. I'm the most doubtful about Gold Coast. That's the funniest part about that. They really should be Essendon, but you never know. And I mentioned this like 10 times already, but they did lose to Richmond. And yes, that was at Marvel. It's not our Gold Coast home game, but still, even though they're at home this time, you never know. Imagine Essendon beat Swans to win 10 out of 10. To ruin 10 out of 10. Oh boy. Speaking of Gold Coast, I'm considering going there next year. My Hawthorn fever has kind of worn out a bit, in a way. You know how I said last year I got to go to Melbourne to watch Hawthorn win a game? It's not as much of a it's not as much of a desire right now. Essendon hasn't won for 12 weeks. But Gold Coast to Gold Coast. Good luck North Adelaide tomorrow afternoon. I've actually not checked Sandford in I want to check. I've not checked Sandford ladder in ages. Eagles have a kick. Shanahan. Post. Fine for me. Sturts top. North Adelaide, well, second from last. Ridiculous. Should do better than that. I predict Gold Coast v Essendon will be a close game. It's, well, fairly close. It will be within 15 points. I predict. Within 15 points. That'll be in the margin. I think Gold Coast will make hard work of it. Either they win by a couple goals, or they suffer a hard upset because of their own choking. Goal Swans. Beautiful. 1:24 on the clock. Eagles need 5 goals in 1:24 plus a quarter. That's much better standing. Yes, Gold Coast are at home against Essendon, yes. If I took a train, I can watch the game. I'm assuming you're replying to someone else. Oh, you reveal your Premier League question. What in terms of what you mean? Do you mean like what teams are looking good or what's going on? Yeah, Man City playing Spurs right now, right? It's just started. Might check that to get bored of this, fair enough. Congrats on Eze. Yeah, that was huge. I was very happy with that. We just hijacked Tottenham's deal. It's a little bit frustrating though that we needed an injury for that to happen. Like if Havertz never got injured, we would not have done that deal. So that frustrates me a little bit because like why have we got to get a player injured to get a player we needed anyway, even if he wasn't injured? Madueke is still like a really bad signing. I don't get that. I hope he turns out good though. There's a siren for 3/4. I think the Swans have this in lock. I'm glad I changed my tip. As soon as Port Adelaide won, I'm just like, okay, I got to think about this Eagles tip. Seems like Chris caught a job, no mate. Every season very good, but never wins the flag. I think if he doesn't win it this year, he might need to get sacked. But this club is known to be quite lenient. The club will be like, oh, but second place still makes us money, so we'll be fine. We are run by very rich Americans, and they like profits. As long as the club makes a lot of money, they aren't always as bothered. But you know, but they're not. I'm not. They're not completely like bad. They still spend money. They still spend a lot of money. But I'm saying like in terms of like actually winning trophies, they're quite lenient, even if you don't win. But I feel like if we don't win something big this year, then should we keep this manager? We probably shouldn't. But just knowing our owners, I don't think they'd sack him if he finished second again. And also in the Champions League, which is obviously Europe's biggest competition, if you qualify for that, you get a lot of revenue just for qualifying. And the further you get, the more money you get. We got to semis last year. We were one step away from the final. You make a lot of money just for being in that competition. A lot of clubs see that as success. And yeah, in a way it is, but it's not a trophy, is it? Unless you actually win the competition. But the point is, if you qualify for it, you get a lot of money. Sure, a comment saying Forest should get Klopp. I heard they're getting Big Ange. That's the rumours that I heard. I mean, Liverpool are a very good team. It's Man City that win it most years. Man City have they have the most expensive team. But yeah, Man City have always had great players, and yeah, they won 4 in a row until 2 years. Well, they didn't win it last year. That was Liverpool. Before that, they won 4 in a row. Fox love these LG adverts. I got an LG TV as well, to be fair. they are pretty damn good. I like how it stands for Life's Good. Yep. See, as I was saying earlier, I'm considering going to West Coast. I'm considering going to Gold Coast next year. Might do like a Darwin, Gold Coast, Lucky Bay, and Sydney to watch my first SCG game. That could definitely all be done in 2 weeks. And Darwin could be a Gold Coast game as well. And you'd be good for them. Yeah, I think he would. But yeah, I don't think we're a better team than Liverpool. But I think it's very close. I don't think there's like one team that's clearly better than the other one. Like when we play against them, we don't lose. But obviously that doesn't mean we're better. It just means like we play well against them. But head to head we do all right. But overall results they do better than us. But I don't think there's a clear better team there. I think Liverpool are a little bit better. But they're definitely a team that we could have beaten last year to the league. We just didn't have the bottle. We choked so many games last season, it was ridiculous. Can't be expecting to beat them if we can't get our own results right. What about Whit Sundays? What Sundays? A lot of theme parks. I'm not even a fan of theme parks, to be honest. Hello, Biggin, welcome. This reminds me, it's my birthday month and I've not given any gifts from myself. Let me gift you some subs. Oh, not that it costs me anything. I get 10 free a month. I don't think did I give a gift in July? I can't remember. Let's see if it actually works as well. Delier. I know that guy. That's literally a co-worker. Someone from my work is now a member. Very, very good. Saint CC. Never heard of him, but I'm sure he's really cool. Craig Coulson. Again, not seen him before, but I'm sure he's a cool guy. Pommy in Oz. An Englishman in Australia. I think that's what it means. I'm sure he's a cool guy. Tim Ashworth. I think I've heard of him. Probably is a cool guy. Let's give 5 more. Oh, he has content? I gotta check out Pommy and Oz then. Westy05, I've seen this guy before. I've seen Fizzy before. Matthew Young, I'm not sure I've seen him, but I'm sure he's a cool guy. Taylor Burden. Post for Sydney. Taylor Burden. Not seen him before, but another Saints fan. He's probably loyal like the other Saints fan. You know, you got to be loyal to be a Saints fan. So fair play to him. Demo Superman. I'm sure he's not the real Superman, but I'm sure he's a super guy. So for old work or new? New work. Very cool guys. Indeed, indeed. One guy's even super. Before the game, you tipped West Coast 62, Sydney 101. Ben gifted 5. Does it work this time? Music edits. JD Eagles. Mark 5. I've seen all of these before. Xbox Game Pass. Goal for Sydney. Xbox Game Pass. And Cardman. I love how Cardman keeps getting it. He's got it like 4 times now. Yeah, all of these 5 I've seen before, I believe. I think they've all been members at least once through gifting. Obviously, I've seen Cardman before. I think Indian and Taco are banned. The Indian's right there, mate. He's just unlucky. And Taco's not banned. He's just, I don't know what... Taco doesn't turn up that much, you know. He turns up to big up Adelaide and just leaves. He comes in for like 5 minutes. I'm sure we'll see him in finals. I got a question, guys. Out of the top 9, who is the easiest team to beat? So my plan currently for my currently Collingwood. They did lose 5 of the last 7, but interesting. Are they more beatable than Freo or Gold Coast? Suns, second would be Giants. Head says Giants. Oh, Mars said Gold Coast and Adelaide. I just realised. So my plan currently for next year's Australia trip, right? I want to fly to Perth first. Again, I know, flying to Perth again. There's only all the times I've been in Australia. There's only one time I didn't fly to Perth first. And when was that? Was that for finals? I can't remember. I think it was for finals. But anyway, yeah. Because I want to go to Lucky Bay, which is in WA. It's either an 8-hour drive or it's a flight, but there's only one airline that goes there, and there's like 5 flights a day, there and back. So it's not like 5 flights there, 5 flights back. It's like 3 there, 2 back, or whatever. There's only 5 flights a day to and from Lucky Bay, and I'm just like, it was to Esperance Airport, not Lucky Bay itself. Cause yeah, even Esperance is like an hour away, I think, or less than that, I think. But there's tolls from there anyway. So I got to fly to Perth. Wait, hang on. I got the door. Someone's knocking my door. Yeah? What? Hello? Okay, there was no knock on my door. That was weird. I thought I heard a knock. Fly to Perth, then fly from Perth to Esperance, see Lucky Bay, then fly to Darwin. 5 days in Darwin, including a Gold Coast game. There is a knock on my door. I'll be right back, hang on. Sorry guys, that was my neighbours. They knocked on our door because they wanted to ask my mum to help us something. So I had to answer the door and they're like, we need your mum. We need help with something. I'm just like, okay. So I went upstairs and she's currently cooking something. I'm just like, oh boy. But yeah, I'm sure everything's fine. He's been kidnapped, oh boy. So as I was saying, I wanted to fly into Perth, fly from Perth to Esperance, see Lucky Bay, fly to Darwin, 5 days in Darwin, which would include a Gold Coast game in Darwin, because I want to go in May, and then fly to Gold Coast for a few days, and then by the following weekend I'd be in Sydney to watch Sydney home game. So I'd need a fixtures to line up as well. There'd need to be a Gold Coast game 1 week in Darwin, then a Sydney SCG game the week after. I need to wait on the fixtures to be announced, which will be December probably, maybe November if we're lucky. But even then, I gotta wait till January to book my holiday anyway. So, yeah. Because my new workplace, I gotta wait till January to book holidays for the whole year. Or even, to be fair, last year I could do it on December 26th on Boxing Day. But that's still end of the year. At my previous job, I could book holidays 18 months in advance. As long as it wasn't Christmas week, I'd be able to get it. Or Easter weekend. As long as it wasn't Christmas week, or New Year's week, or Easter weekend, I can get anything off 18 months in advance in my previous job. But at my new job, wait till January. Even if it's February, wait till January to book your holiday for February. I don't mind holiday system at my work. I think holiday system is good in general. It's just that booking it that late is just annoying. Like, why can't I book that a year in advance? It doesn't have to be 18 months, but, you know, maybe 6 months? That would be nice. You can only do 6 months if you book it for July and January. What's that about? Ever been to Tassie yet? Yes. Twice. I watched my first Hawthorn game there. The only time I watched them win, actually, which is funny. I've not seen Hawthorn win in Melbourne yet. And I literally went there last year for a couple of days. I've basically done every region I wanted to do except Darwin. So yeah, as I said, Lucky Bay, Darwin, Gold Coast, Sydney. If there's time, I could drop into Melbourne. But bear in mind, in 2026, I want to hopefully do the grand final. I want to do at least one grand final. And 2026 might be the time to actually do it. Because obviously AFL released packages, which is released months before the grand final. And it's very expensive, but it's the only realistic way to go if you're not like a club member who is very fast at getting tickets on sale. Or even, I think it'd be like a ballot system or something. I don't know. How do finals tickets work? If you're like a... I mean, to be fair, I got tickets... Actually, to be fair... I had to get a VIP ticket to watch the Brisbane final 2 years ago. And then the other game, I got gifted it by someone just to watch Collingwood Melbourne. Yeah, I got the right place this time. The one I saw last time was in South Australia. And I thought that was the one. And I'm just like, wait, no, it's not. I found this out on the stream. But yeah, the actual one is in WA. I got a flight to Esperance Airport, and I can either get some sort of transit over there, or I can just book a tour. There's tours from Esperance that go to Lucky Bay. And yeah, it's the whitest sand in Australia, I think. Whitest beach in Australia, something like that. And it also has kangaroos hopping along it. Like, when I think about it, I just think, oh, that's actually... it feels very Australia. In terms of, like, how people from outside perspective see Australia. Like a hot beach with kangaroos running, that's Australia. I'm sure there's some sharks in the sea somewhere. Heedy Mark. I did change my tip, Luke, yes. I changed my tip last night because Port Adelaide won. I thought to myself, I got a small chance here of getting 10 out of 10. Which, like, when am I ever going to get a chance to get 10 out of 10 in AFL ever? Maybe if they had a 20th licensed team, but so I'm just like, yeah, it's a chance of 10 out of 10. I'm going to tip Sydney now. I was a bit worried in the first half, but we're obviously fine now. Mark Vahini. Am I sure the tip saved? Yeah, I think I checked it this morning. Pretty sure it did. Let me just double check right now. Yes, it did save. So after this, I've tipped all home teams. So we'll see how that goes down. Go Heaney. Don't forget to make a video on tipping results. Need a commission, a royal commission, to try and get to figure out who won your com last year. Yeah, I bloody forgot who won the com last year. Heaney. Gonna mark another goal for Sydney. Not that it matters now because they won. Yeah, there'll be a video on tipping results and a finals prediction video on my personal channel, Sir Davidoff. And over here will be everything else, like Ship Idiots and who I want to win, who I think will win. In terms of the flag, so that'll be here. But in terms of actually predicting the finals, it'll be on the other channel. But I'll make a video reviewing my round 24 tips and checking the comp. Go Sydney again! Double the goals. An extra behind. In a game that was rocky in the first half, Sydney are now all over West Coast. A season to forget once again for West Coast. It's never been this bad. Yeah, they've been bad, but they've never had just one win all season. The fact that St Kilda are the only team to lose to West Coast is just ridiculous. Do I want Brisbane still to win? If it's not Hawthorn, then yes. But if they do what, if they win 2 in a row, then I'm not gonna say much. But if they do if they do a Richmond, or they do a three-peat, then I'd be like, okay, that is enough now. I want somebody else. Can somebody beat Brisbane? Big goal for Sydney again. They've hit 100 points. Almost double the score now. That sounded unheard of in the first quarter. Last team to go season just won with GWS. Sorry, the last team to go a season with just one win was GWS Giants in their second season. Not good company to be in. Yeah, that's crazy. That's insane. Kick it. Another goal for Sydney. They're on fire. GW's lost 21 games because they lost 22. It makes it even worse. So they have a worse ratio than the Giants did in their second ever season. How did the Giants do in their first season? If their second was that bad. And Gold Coast have not had a season that bad since as well. That's insane. Here comes Sydney again. Another mark for the Swans. Goal for Sydney again. Hey guys, I just looked up. I was looking up old AFL ladders. The 2020, no, not 2020, 2021 AFL ladder bottom five: Hawthorn 14th, Adelaide 15th, Gold Coast 16th, Collingwood 17th, North 18th. Four of those in the finals. Well, if Gold Coast don't choke. 3 or 11th as well. That's more than half the current top 9 that were nowhere near making finals. I mean, Freo, to be fair, were only 4 points off. How Gold Coast beat Port since their first win? Have Gold Coast beat Port since their first win? No idea. I don't remember them being Port, to be honest. Okay, they did last year. They won most of their home games last year. I think they won all of them except the Melbourne one or something. I can't remember. So I was literally going to ask, did they play Port Adelaide at home last season? Then maybe the answer is yes. You finished the season you've been simulating all year. Essendon first. What on earth? Geelong last. Are you alright, mate? What's going on? Another goal. That was a really good finish. Really good finish. Where did Ravinho go? No idea, mate. Ravinho's a crazy person. I mean, you never know what he could do, what he could be doing. I think that's a disgrace, Musk. Top 16 finals is ridiculous. What? So two teams don't make it? That's just like what on earth is the point? It's a silly idea. It's ridiculous. Eight is fine. I don't see why this should change from 8. If you had to increase it, I don't think they should for the record. If you had to increase it, anything more than 10 would just be a disgrace. But even 10 just seems like that's more than half the ladder. I think 8 is good. If they want to make finals, more exciting, maybe they could talk about maybe the format should be this instead of this, like something like that. Not the amount of teams that are involved, and that's not the issue, if there even is an issue. In 1915, every team made finals. Yeah, but that's 1915. We're barely a year into World War One. That's a long time, mate. Early 14s played. Well, that explains it then. So basically, regular season was just practice for the real thing. If they made finals top 10, Freo would still finish 11th. Eagles got 15 minute penalty with 7 seconds to go. Wow, that's crazy, guys. 5 seconds now. They go inside 50. Ryan gets a mark on the siren. The Eagles can get a goal to end their season. Wow, guys. Wow. Liam Ryan on the edge of the 50. It touched on the line. It's going to be reviewed. We're going to get a score review after the siren, guys. It's very exciting. The game is not over yet. It looks like it was touched on the line. It was touched back onto the field. There is no score at all. Eagles get nothing, which sums up their season. The win against St Kilda doesn't count. That was a fraudulent game. It's like that game where they beat Collingwood. It's like 3 years. Remember when Eagles only won 2 games all season? One was Collingwood. That was only like 2 years ago, I think. And that was away, wasn't it, as well? How did West Coast blow a half-time lead to lose by 11 goals? West Coast. Nah, West Coast. That's all you need to say, West Coast. My days, what kind of game was this? Well, there we go. That was fun. This stream could have been a lot earlier, but a couple of things happened. First of all, I woke up before the game started, went back to sleep. The second time, my RCD control unit tripped, so my internet was resetting. So it was resetting for like half the quarter. I'm just like, why is it taking so long? No, it doesn't take this long. And I'm just thinking, leave everything plugged in, which is annoying because that means my electric bill is would shoot up because of that. But yeah, such is life. Yeah, so if the Giants, Bulldogs, Brisbane and Gold Coast all win, then I'll get 10 out of 10 on tips. That is rather insane. The only scenario where I'd accept that to be not to happen is Hawthorn winning. Then again, if we win, we'll play Geelong, but you know, I'd rather beat Brisbane than not. I think it'll be good for our confidence if we can go to the Gabba and win. That'll give us some good momentum as well. And obviously, getting a double chance is huge anyway, because obviously we get a double chance. But I reckon if we beat Brisbane away, then there'll be a lot of confidence against Geelong. Like that Easter Monday game, we missed a lot of shots that game, lost by what, 7 points? Yeah, you see, I'm thinking positively. Positivity, guys, but my tip is still Brisbane. That's what my head is saying. But my heart says there's a chance. But yeah, there we go. Thanks everyone for joining. Obviously, on Saturdays, a lot of people didn't turn up and do these streams compared to Thursday and Friday, no matter what the game is, even for West Coast getting smashed. Still a very weak Saturday. I know North Melbourne came close against Adelaide, but before the game started, you know, you're looking at potential 2 blowouts, or 3 blowouts actually. I just feel like, you know. But obviously, as Mars pointed out, Richmond Geelong is MCG anyway, so I guess they could not have played Collingwood Melbourne on the same day. There's no MCG game on Sunday. And I feel like Giants St Kilda could have been Saturday night. I don't know, I'm just making suggestions. But anyway, Collingwood Melbourne on Sunday could have been interesting because Collingwood's obviously the top 4 space, their top 4 spot still at stake, of course. It could have worked on Sunday. So there's another suggestion from me. But yeah, I'm very excited to see how everything pans out. But I'm actually going into the finals with some sort of confidence. Not like full confidence, but more confident than I will be. And the reason for that is no one's that consistent in the 8 apart from Adelaide. And Geelong obviously very strong as well, but Geelong have had some bad games this year too. Just not as big of a collapse as Collingwood have had. But I reckon apart from Adelaide, every team looks beatable. And even Adelaide, like our game against them frustrates me so much, the away game, because I'm just like, why did we make so many errors in that game? What chance I wake up for St Kilda Jervis? 0 chance, mate. I'm going to an event Sunday night, so I'm definitely going to bed. So I'll be waking up to watch Hawthorn Brisbane. So yeah, that's that. But yeah, there's been fun. I've not checked the score to the Man City game. What's going on there? Oh, Spurs are winning. Flip's sake. Tottenham always beat Man City. Every single time. Man City will be favourites going in, and then Spurs always... It's such a big bogey team. Okay, so that is all from me. Hope you enjoyed the stream. I'm going to enjoy a nice meal, and going to record some videos and go to the cinema as well. I'll probably be live on Twitch tonight, but I don't know if it'll be if you're interested, you can check Twitch in the morning. I may or may not be live, but I'll personally community post if I am anyway. But yeah, otherwise I'll see you tomorrow for Brisbane Hawthorn, which will be the last stream before finals, because obviously on Wednesday I'm on holiday. So yeah, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday I'm going to be vigorously editing a lot of videos together before I go. Well, Sunday and Monday I guess, because Tuesday I'm going to work, and I'm basically going to be having like 3 hours sleep max before I go to leave. But yeah, there's your boy Davidoff. Please like, share, subscribe. Thanks for watching. Have a good day, and goodbye.